Well, good morning, good morning. Good morning from Massachusetts. Hello, hello. It's Jennifer from English with Jennifer, and I hope you are all doing well. I'm going to do a quick check on my laptop to make sure that audio and video are good. If you want to say hi in the chat to let me know that you can hear me well and see me well, that would help. Glad to have some people here. You are my early birds, the people who are here right now. Thank you for joining me. Let me do that quick check over here. Yes, it's looking good on my laptop. I hope it's sounding good and looking good for you. Thank you, Juan Kurd. Thank you for the confirmation. So I'm coming to you from Massachusetts on the east coast of the USA. Can you tell me where you guys are joining me from? Where are you? And what time is it for you? It's a little after 9 o'clock in the morning here in Massachusetts. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for taking time to join me today. If you're watching the recording, thank you for doing that too. I'm glad you found the time to watch. Oh my goodness, someone is sick and joining me. Abdelaziz Mustafa, you should be, I hope you can watch in bed. Oh, well, if you start feeling very weak, you should just close it and watch later, okay? I'll understand. But thank you for coming to your screen and wanting to join me today. And we're all sending you good wishes to get better, okay? Take care of yourself. Who else is here? CRZSB. I guess I'll say Crispy. It looks like Crispy FN to me. You're among the first people to come here. Thank you. And Juan Kurd is here. Jahar. No, I'm not going to Kurdistan. That would be a fascinating trip, but I don't have plans to travel in the near future anywhere except for California because I'm going to my annual teachers convention. So any teachers happen to watch, if you're watching right now, maybe I'll see you. Every year there's a convention for TESOL, teachers of English to speakers of other languages. So basically it's a convention for English teachers, and I try to go every year. And in another week or so, I'll be heading to California for that convention. I'm very excited. And I also get to present this year with a dear colleague, Ivan. So we're going to present and show some tips and tricks for Instagram, but that's exciting. Who else is joining me? Patrick, one of my members. Thank you, Patrick, for being here. LM, good morning to you. Begonia, Kadela, glad to have you here. Faisal, I see you from India. Good evening to you there. It's 7:20. Yes, we have that weird time difference, don't we? It's not like a whole hour, but like an hour and a half. I find that interesting. Very precise calculations for the time difference. Hossein, hello to you. Doraliza, and is it Narish Kot? I hope I'm saying your name close to correct. Thank you for being here, you all. Okay. Oh, I'm happy to have you here. Jahar, thank you, guys. All right, so we have about anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes together. I always promise at least 30 minutes. Sometimes, actually a lot of the time it goes to around 60 because I enjoy my time with you all. And my members helped me choose a topic for today. It will be pronunciation. So I'm excited to share that topic with you, and we'll do some live pronunciation practice. Ma Hippo is joining us, another member. Thank you for staying up. Good evening to you. I know your time zone. And from Thailand, another person probably staying up. Thank you, thank you. Well, here in Massachusetts, guys, it is a windy day, very windy. The sun is shining, though. That makes me happy. Who else just joined us? Vitali, hi there. Do you know another word for very windy, a day with strong winds? I was thinking of this outside when I stepped outside with my dog, and I wanted to refill the bird feeder with seeds, and the wind was blowing so strong. And I thought, my gosh, what a blustery day, a blustery day. You can even feel the wind in that word, a blustery day, the wind is blowing. So it is a day with very strong winds. You'll have to be careful, especially if you're driving. You know, it pushes your car on the highway. It's a little bit of a scary feeling when that happens. But the sun is shining, and I'm feeling hopeful, which is a good thing to be, right? When the sun shines, I feel more hopeful. I hope you feel the same way, right? Stunning Lad is joining us. Yes, gusty, the strong gusts are blowing today, but I look for the positive always, and I see the sun shining. It is getting a little warmer here, and that makes me happy. So I don't know if you try to do the same thing. Look for some of the positives, and hopefully those positives will carry us through the day and help us meet every challenge. I had a somewhat more challenging day yesterday, but I'm trying to get over those obstacles now and feel better and more hopeful and more positive. And I'll try to be calmer and more in control of my emotions today, because yesterday was truly challenging. Have you ever had one of those days where you thought today's going to be a good day, but then life starts throwing you some challenges and like, oh yeah, can you keep that positive attitude? Oh yeah, can you stay grateful? And I was feeling those challenges yesterday, like just a few things along the way. Some of it was like billing issues, which is a big trigger for me. Trigger, like it makes me feel a negative emotion, right? It triggers, it causes a negative emotion in me. So I was being tested yesterday to remain calm. I was somewhat successful, but today I'm more in control of my emotions. The sun is shining, and I'm feeling more hopeful that today will truly be a better day, and I can keep the smile on my face all day long. Have you had that? You got to roll with the punches, right, Vitali? But you know, when it's a billing issue and it's money, it's hard to roll with those punches. You think like, okay, can I really remain calm in this situation? Am I supposed to remain kind to the people who say they undercharged me and need to charge me more? So that was a challenge for me. It was not very easy to roll with those punches, Vitali. Yes, like a catalyst. So certain things trigger me. In any case, today's a new day, March 7th, and we're headed into a weekend, and I hope all of you have some fun things to look forward to. Okay? All right, let's jump in. Actually, this is a good transition. You know, it's like the challenges that come our way, some of them create changes, and those changes can be difficult, and yet those changes are often for the best. Even the ones that are difficult at that time, you later understand that those difficulties shaped you for the best, right? Like even yesterday, it wasn't an easy day. I faced some challenges, but if they shaped me and helped me learn a lesson, then I'm the better for it. And even if I didn't behave in the best way yesterday, I can learn and reflect on my behavior and try to be a better person today, right? So that said, we're going to go into a pronunciation activity where I need your help to generate some ideas. And we're going to talk about the challenges that we face when we go into certain transitions in life. And this is going to tie into a bigger topic. Those of you who study with me on Patreon, we're going to continue this. I was thinking of two changes that many people go through: transitioning to a new job and transitioning to a new home. Have you gone through that? Have you moved from one apartment to another? Have you ever changed jobs, maybe from one company to another, even to a new field? And think about that transition. What are those challenges, right? Yes, yeah. Has anyone done that? Have you moved? I've moved so many times. Oh my gosh. When I lived in Russia, we moved every year. So like in 5 years, I had like 4 or 5 different apartments. And then here in the US, the big move was from my home state of Pennsylvania to Boston. And now here in Massachusetts, I've moved 1, 2, 3 times, 3 or 4 times. I start losing count of how many times I've moved in my life. So I have experience and can say it is not an easy process. It gets harder and harder the more stuff you have, right? No. Well, anticipate. Maybe you've had friends who've moved. Maybe you've heard about older siblings or relatives who changed jobs. Maybe your parents changed jobs when you were young. Did they share anything? Did you sense that they were excited or perhaps stressed, right? These kinds of transitions can be difficult. It can be challenging, but let's brainstorm ideas together because I have something to share with you. Let me work my magic and go to my screen. Can you see that? Let me take a look at my laptop and make sure that You see what I see on my big screen. I know that they say live stream, and there's always a delay a little bit. So even my laptop is a good 15 seconds behind, if not 30. Okay, super. Abdelaziz Mustafa, thank you. Hope you're holding on there. Stay strong. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Do you think it's harder to transition to a new home or a new job? We're going to generate some ideas, put those in sentences, and those sentences will become our text for pronunciation practice. That's where we're going, okay? So give me some ideas, though. We need to start building some ideas. Whoopsie, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. What do you think? Some of you have experience doing this. Some of you, at least, you've talked to people or seen movies about these things, when people move, when they transition. Govind, that's a lot of insight there. It always takes some time to adjust with the new environment. But with time, we find ourselves in tandem with the new surroundings. We also say in sync, in pace, aligned with, right? It just takes, that's part of what the transition is. You're going from one place to another, and you have to settle in and feel like you're in rhythm, you're in sync, and everything is moving now, okay, in this new environment, whether it's a new office, a new company, or a new home, like a house or an apartment. Oh, yes. Happy Ramadan for those celebrating. Okay. What do you think? What can be some difficulties when you transition to a new job or a new home? I was thinking one thing could be, meeting new people, getting used to your coworkers, new coworkers, right? Your old team is gone. That could be good or bad, depending on why you left your old job. But there are new people to meet and get to know and figure out who they are and how you're going to work with them, right? New coworkers, new team, right? New people at all, like new boss. How about that? Abdelaziz, you say the difficulty of transitioning to a new home or a new job depends on whether we define home as a physical space or an emotional sanctuary. Yes, a lot is in how we perceive these things, how we see it. But I am talking about a physical move from one building to another. Even if it's from one floor to another, it's still a move, a change from one physical space to another. Microbe handler, hello to you, right? What someone is saying, Mahiba, one good thing about moving is you can declutter. Oh, that's good. So it's a benefit. You can declutter. I like that idea. It is true. You have to get rid of things when you're moving. It's actually an opportunity. You get rid of things. You declutter. You become a little bit more organized. You have an opportunity to organize your stuff all over again. And that's nice, unless you were a person who was perfectly super organized in your previous home. But still, you have an opportunity to declutter, to get rid of things you don't need, and you can organize your things perhaps in an even better way, right? Yes, but if it's your home, it's where you spend years with our family, writes Govind, it becomes more difficult. Oh, that is difficult. New difficult. Leaving behind memories, right? That old home might have all those childhood memories, for example, or maybe it's a home that you shared with siblings or something, and now your siblings are going off, and now you're going off to live your life as an adult, and that can be difficult. You're leaving behind memories, everything that feels precious to you. Yeah. A new work schedule. New schedule and new things to learn. Definitely. When you're on a new job, there's a lot, right? New things to learn. New things to learn, for sure. And a new schedule, which could be good or bad. Maybe that's why you left, because you didn't like your old schedule. At the same time, maybe in this new job, you're getting better pay, but the schedule is more demanding, right? There could be different things. So life is never perfect, is it? Sometimes we have to compromise. This is a good start. We all make mistakes. We're working together. I'm just using your ideas so that we can write something. I'm going to go back to what someone wrote. Govin, you wrote, it takes some time to adjust. I like that. Adjust. Stunning Lad 1, new home, the risk of jumping from the frying pan into the fire. There's a good idiom. You guys can read that aloud to yourself if you don't know it. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, we say. You thought you were leaving a bad place and you unknowingly ended up in something worse. Maybe you thought, oh, I want to get rid of this noise. It's so noisy. I have such noisy neighbors. So you go to a place and maybe it feels like it's a quiet neighborhood, and then all of a sudden you realize that a helicopter or a plane flies over every day, or there are train tracks and you hear the train going by. You didn't know that. So hopefully when you do move, you do a lot of research and investigation, and you know what you're getting when you move to that new place. Yes? But you can explore the new neighborhood when you move. Yes, new opportunities, right? New places to discover. Oh, that's how I felt, guys. I moved to a smaller home, and it was also a busier street, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And then I realized that behind our house was this path, and then the path takes me into nature. So every day I have this beautiful walk, and I can walk in any neighborhood, and it's nice to see people and you wave and all that. But between the two, I'd rather not see houses and people and just see nature and trees and water, and it gives me peace. And I didn't realize that was an extra plus, an extra advantage, an extra perk of this location, that I got access right behind my house to nature, and I can use that path. And I discovered it, and I went back and discovered more paths, and I was so excited to make those discoveries, and it's been wonderful. Good point, my hippo. Lots of work and organization. Either way. But yes, the new home, you have to take all your stuff with you. Even if you're going to organize in a better way, it takes a lot of effort to bring all your stuff to the new place. Physically, it's a lot of work. And I can tell you, even if you hire help, there's still a lot of physical work that you need to do, right? Like the packing, the labeling, etc. Okay, so let's come here and put some ideas down here. So here's our text. Let's start with I like the idea of adjusting. Transitions. A transition to a new job or a new home. And look at this. Transition is my subject, right? So a transition to a new job or new home involves, it gets difficult sometimes when you build these long subjects and you think, wait a second, I'm mentioning so many things. Is it plural? Go back and look. And this prepositional phrase doesn't matter. What matters is this key noun, this head noun. A transition is my subject, it's singular. A transition to a new job or a new home involves what? Involves a move. Let's do it. Requires adjustment. I like requires. Requires a period of adjustment. Both present their challenges. Which is harder? It depends, right? What might it depend on? If you have some ideas, as I start pulling ideas from the boxes, you can make suggestions too, okay? Oh, happy International Women's Day. That's tomorrow, right? The 8th of March. Yes, happy International Women's Day to all you ladies. It's one day early, though. Okay. I'll try to remember to post an announcement tomorrow to us all. Okay. It depends. Let's continue on. Which is harder? It depends. On the one hand, starting a new job means that you need to Get used to working. Remember these expressions, don't confuse them. Like I used to do something is your past habit, right? And get used to doing something is about adjusting what is comfortable, what is normal for you. So this is not a past habit. We're talking about getting accustomed to something, getting comfortable. You need to get used to working with new people, new systems, and possibly a new schedule, right? On the other hand, a move to a new home is physically demanding, right? You also may be leaving a place full of, what's another word for special memories, good memories, happy memories? There's another word I'm thinking of. Can you think of phrases with memories? Memories that are special to you, memories that are dear to you. There's an even better word I'm thinking of. Oh, that's a very good final line. If I forget, tell me again, Stunning Lad 1. What you just wrote might be a very nice concluding sentence. Yes, they're both complex, Julia. They all have their complexities, right? In their own ways. Okay, so I'm thinking of the word, who knows this word? Precious, right? Special memories, dear memories, precious memories. You also, look at me, I'm thinking as I write it, I'm like, you can say that, but you know what? It's also very common to put an adverb after the first helping verb. I'm going to switch it and think to myself if that sounds better. You may also be leaving a place full of precious memories, and that is not easy. That is not easy. Okay. However, a new home comes with the opportunity to declutter and make discoveries in your new neighborhood. I know that I'm repeating new quite often, but for now I'm going to leave that. That's it. When you write the first time, just write as best you can. If you were to write and revise, you can address issues of like repetition. But right now we're just going for a text that flows and holds the ideas together, and then we'll use it for our pronunciation practice. Okay? Hard to come by, not easy. Very nice. Yeah. You could say like good neighbors or good coworkers are hard to come by. Right? Hopefully either way, whether you're moving to a new home or transitioning to a new job, you get lucky enough to come across new people who are good people, who will support you either at work or in your new neighborhood. Okay? A new experience. Fond memories. Oh, that's a nice one. I like that. Good phrases here if you're taking notes. Fond memories, precious memories, special memories, right? There's a few different adjectives that work really well in that phrase. Okay? Doralise, I like that. To make a change in your lifestyle takes time to adapt. Adapt is a very good word. Read what Doralisa wrote. But the most important thing is our attitude towards the change. A positive attitude will make everything easier and with better results. How true, how true. Lovely. That's a beautiful phrase too. That statement alone is good for pronunciation practice, Doralisa. Thank you for sharing that. New home, new job, new beginnings, new hope. Oh, guys, you're feeling positive today. I'm feeling that too. Thank you. Okay, we need a good ending here. Let's see if this flows. Memories. However, a new home comes with the opportunity to declutter and make discoveries in your new neighborhood. What did we say? We might combine them. Changes in your lifestyle. Another word for big changes, major changes, how about significant? We could use that. Significant changes. Significant changes in your lifestyle. Require a positive attitude. I'll take some of your ideas, Doraliza. It will make everything easier and bring better results. Very nice. Of course. Benefits. The one thing I'm questioning, Stunning Lad One, is do we want to say benefits and disadvantages, or do we want to stick with advantages and disadvantages just for that parallel? I'm almost thinking I want to repeat, advantages must outweigh the disadvantages. Although it's fine to use benefits too. But for clarity, I might use the words that are pretty much similar, except for the prefix of dis. Of course, we all hope that I'll stick with benefits. That's what you had. Benefits outweigh and let's say any. Maybe you won't have any disadvantages. Any means there could be some. We don't want to say there always will be. Let's be more positive. Any disadvantages. Okay, so this is our paragraph. Thank you for helping me. As I go through, I'm partly going to make some little tweaks so that it flows better if I see anything that catches my ear and it doesn't flow well. And I'm also going to start doing things like this. We're going to mark up the text. So the first thing we're going to do is mark those thought groups, okay? It would be impossible for me to read this paragraph taking one breath and reading it all through. It's just not possible, right? Nobody has that breath, right? Even people who can stay underwater for a couple minutes, you need to breathe when we speak and when we read, okay? So even if you say, yes, of course, I know that, Jennifer, so I'll just read each sentence at a time. Yes, but even long sentences can be difficult to get through, right? Because we're not just breathing, we're shaping sounds. We're working with our lips, our tongues, our jaws, and it takes effort. So short sentences and questions we can read as one thought group, right? We put all those words together and we say it with one breath, which is harder, right? But a bigger, longer sentence can be difficult to get through. And so therefore we need our thought groups. And it's something that speakers do a lot, most of the time, unless they're an English teacher or a speech coach of some kind, they do these thought groups naturally. We speak in grammatical units. So there's a connection between grammar and pronunciation. If you have strong awareness of how sentences are built, you understand how that affects our pronunciation. We group our words together in grammatical units. Those are thought groups. So the reason why when I speak it may sound smooth and fluid, not always, but hopefully most of the time, is because I'm using thought groups. Right? So I'm going to mark the thought groups with slashes. One slash is just to mark the small pauses where I might take a short breath, and the double slashes are ends of sentences, ends of statements, ends of questions, where I would take a full breath. And I also need my listener to understand that statement is done. That's why with sentences, we often have that, not often, pretty much always have that falling intonation to say done, complete, right? There's that sense of certainty, okay? All right, let me scroll back and see where we are. Okay. Julie, I'm just reading what you wrote. Looking on the bright side, it will give you newfound experience for those who are seeking a new exposure and respect of new social interactions. Yeah, lots of new things. I like, guys, you can see the possibilities, right? You go to a new job, you go to a new home. Look on the bright side. There's so many possibilities. New experiences, new exposure, new interactions, right? Make the best of it. Okay, here we go. A transition to a new job or a new home, that's my subject, requires a period of adjustment. If you speak more slowly, you might have more thought groups. I might say a transition to a new job or a new home, but that's like really slow and deliberate. I want to go a little bit faster. A transition to a new job or a new home requires a period of adjustment. Both present their challenges. Which is harder? It depends. On the one hand, you'll see introductory words and phrases, even if it's a single word. Introductory words and phrases like to be their own thought groups because we're signaling. We're signaling a transition to a new thought. On the one hand, starting a new job, that's my subject, means that you need to get used to working with who? With new people. Okay? You need to get used to working with new people. This is a list. Usually each item in a list, whether it's a word or a phrase, also tends to be its own thought group with its own intonation pattern, new systems, and possibly a new schedule. Another transition word or transition phrase. On the other hand, a move to a new home is physically demanding. You may also be leaving a place. What kind of place? A place full of precious memories. And that is not easy. However, transition word, right? Single word, whether it's a single word or phrase, will make it one thought group. A new home comes with the opportunity to do what? To declutter. An opportunity to declutter. You could possibly say a new home comes with the opportunity. You could also do a new home. There's a possibility of doing a new home comes, watch two different ways. I could say a new home comes with the opportunity to declutter. Or I could say a new home, that's my subject. A new home comes with the opportunity to declutter. You could do that as well. I kind of like the first. A new home comes with the opportunity to declutter. Two things, two paired. To declutter. A new home comes with the opportunity to declutter and make discoveries in your new neighborhood. I like that better. An opportunity to do two things. List one, list two items. Significant changes in your lifestyle, big subject. When you have a big subject, big subjects like to be their own thought groups. If you have a short subject, like it, you're going to put that all together. Subject, verb, it depends. But here, look at that. That's a significant changes in your lifestyle. That's my subject. Requires a positive attitude. When you see dashes or colons, it's just like a period. You need a full break, a full pause. It will make everything easier and bring better results. Two things again. Whenever you have that paired phrase, like phrase one, phrase two, and you're joining it with the conjunction and or, we often have that pattern, this or that, right? If it's really short, you could do it like in one thought group, up or down. But if it's a longer comparison or combination, then you would have phrase one, phrase two, this or that. Of course, another introductory word here. We all hope that the benefits outweigh any disadvantages. So here's my subject of this clause. I hope what? That the benefits, and then I have my verb, the whole predicate, it's its own thought group. Okay? These slashes are going to help us read this smoothly. Okay? The next thing that we're going to do is to mark stressed words and syllables, right? So how do we create the rhythm within a thought group, right? We don't stress every single syllable. It would sound weird. If you try to stress everything, it creates an entirely different rhythm and it doesn't sound natural at all, right? That's why in English, we stress keywords, content words. And then if a word has two or more syllables, you need to know which syllable is stressed. If you don't know, you check a dictionary. Dictionaries tell you which syllables are stressed, right? And what we mean by stressing is that inside that syllable is a vowel sound. And the vowels are opportunities to lengthen sounds. We lengthen vowel sounds. We often go up with our voice. We go to a higher pitch. And our voice often gets louder too. So for And the word transition, this is a key word. It has content. We need to stress it. But transition has 3 syllables. Which one are we stressing? You can tell me. Hey, Manuel, I see you there. We all hope that pros outweighs costs. Ah, nice. You're throwing more vocabulary out for everyone. We had advantages, disadvantages, benefits, disadvantages. Manuel is suggesting pros and cons. Yes. Stunning Lad 1 made a punctuation observation. Split through knowing the subject. Yes. Joan Curd, you're on the right track. You're thinking right. Pronunciation is affected by grammar. Our grammar helps us establish the rhythm, partly, right? Could you make the picture smaller or change the position so I can see all the text? Oh, my apologies. Thank you for telling me that. Sorry. Does that help? Oh, Abdelaziz, take care, take care. We have a sick viewer out there sending you with good thoughts for healing. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Stress. Transition. A transition to a new job or a new home requires bump, right? Requires. We'll put it sort of like requires period of adjustment. My stress might be a little off, by the way, like whether the T should be included or not. Again, a dictionary would help me, but you get the idea which vowel sound I'm stressing, right? Both present, bump, there's the stress. They're challenges, challenges, first syllable. Which is harder? It depends, bump, it depends. On the one hand, starting a new job means that you need pronouns and these kinds of connecting words, conjunction words, you don't need to stress. You want to stress main verbs, not helping verbs, means that you need to get used to, used to working, right, with new people, new systems, and possibly, there's our stress, possibly a new schedule. What I'm doing is marking the stress after we've marked the thought groups. You can do this to any of the articles that you find online, or if you want to write your own statement and make sure you're saying it clearly and naturally and it's flowing, mark the thought groups, then mark the stress, okay? On the other hand, a move to a new home is physically demanding, bump, demanding. You may also be leaving a place full of precious. What am I bold-facing? A lot of adjectives, because those are our content words. Nouns, verbs, but main verbs. Adjectives, adverbs. Any quantifiers like numbers, they're important too. They carry content. Memories. And this one is important. I'm stressing. That is not easy. Not easy. However, however, I guess ever, a new home comes with the opportunity, big word, but what do we stress? Opportunity, bump, opportunity to declutter, bump, and make discoveries in your new neighborhood. How are we doing? Yes, Juan, super, okay. We're looking for content words, the words that carry meaning, not the little function words. We need the function words grammatically to hold the sentence together, but the key words that are carrying meaning are like this one, adjectives. Significant, bum, 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 bum. Significant. Changes in your lifestyle, bum, bum. Requires, again, we have requires. Positive, bum, bum, bum. Attitude, bum, bum, bum. You're seeing a pattern then. Positive, attitude. A lot of 3-syllable words do bum, bum, bum. Not always, because we also have transition. So stress could fall on the middle syllable. But it will make everything easier. Bum, bum, bum. Easier. And bring better bum bum results. That's another common pattern with two syllables. Bum bum results. Results. Okay. Not always. I mean, there's plenty of nouns where stress falls on the first one, I have to say. Coffee, for example, popcorn. But of course, we all hope this one is not stressed, right? It's just helping us join the idea. Hope that the benefits outweigh any quantifier disadvantages. Bum, 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 bum. Big word. Disadvantages. Okay. Hey, Sanjay is here. Hello, Sanjay. And Nandish? Mental strength is required, says Manuel. I agree. Okay, we've marked our thought groups. We've marked the stress. As I go through this, what else do we need to pay attention to? Linked words and intonation. We're going to read slowly, then we'll read faster. Something I'm going to suggest that you guys can do with this text is when we come here, even right now, you could take a screenshot of the text and then practice it. Record yourself today, which is Friday, and then practice once a day, read through it slowly and then faster. So like 2 readings a day, right? And then record yourself on Monday. I'd go for a whole week, but at least 4 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Record yourself again on Monday and compare. And I'm sure hoping that you're going to hear improvement, right? The confidence will be there, the familiarity with the thought groups and the stress, and you'll have a more confident reading. Okay, so that's what you can do with this text. Take a screenshot and practice reading day 1, 2, 3, and then record again on day 4. Okay, as I go through now, we're also going to comment on any interesting intonation patterns. Most of the time, my intonation is going to be falling. Right? I'm not going to go into great detail now. Those of you who wish to study further with me know that we can break it down further into what's happening within a sentence and what happens with our intonation mid-sentence. Right now, I'm just going to call attention to the fact that periods are ends of statements and we have falling intonation. My voice goes down to show completion. With questions, only yes or no questions will go up. Like, are you coming? Is it your birthday? Right? Otherwise, go down. Information questions go down. Information questions are WH questions, and not just WH, but when, why, how, right? How much? When you're asking for information, those questions go down, unless you're asking for a second time, like, which is harder? I didn't hear you. Which is harder? Right? But in general, our sentences go down with a period, and information questions also go down. The other thing that I'll comment on is that these introductory words and phrases have their own intonation pattern. Some people will go up, and that's fine on the one hand. Or another pattern that I commonly use is that fall rise. On the one hand, bum bum, right? Do you hear that little fall and a rise? On the one hand, I'll do it here, on the one hand, and also do it here. However, bum bum bum. However, dun dun dun. Okay, so listen for that. I'll also do it here. Of course, bum bum. So a little fall rise is very common on an introductory word or something like a transition phrase at the beginning of a sentence. Otherwise, we're going to use a lot of falling intonation. Okay, so right now you'll see we're at like 45 minutes into the live stream, so you can also note that this is where I'll do an oral reading. I'll go slow, then I'll go faster. So if you want to listen to my model before you practice on your own, you can come to the 45-minute mark, okay? Super. Okay. Well, I'm giving you some of the tools right now, John. Okay, so we marked it up. We have stress. Here we go. Listen to the slow reading. As I go slow, just listen. When I start reading the second time, if you want to join me, if you feel confident enough to join me, you can. This is the slower reading. A transition to a new job or a new home requires a period of adjustment. Both present their challenges. Which is harder? It depends. On the one hand, starting a new job means that you need to get used to working with new people, new systems, and possibly a new schedule. On the other hand, a move to a new home is physically demanding. You may also be leaving a place full of precious memories, and that is not easy. However, a new home comes with the opportunity to declutter and make new discoveries in your new neighborhood. Significant changes in your lifestyle requires a positive attitude. It will make everything easier and bring better results. Of course, we all hope that the benefits outweigh any disadvantages. Right? Not too slow, right? But careful. Another pattern I'll call attention to is the list. This one, we have a list of 3. And I do 1, 2, 3. Up, up, down. It's a bit of a low rise, and then I fall. With new people, new systems, and possibly a new schedule. Okay? Up, thank you, Stunning Lad 1. How generous. Appreciate it. Okay. And yes, these patterns are true. We have at least one British English speaker among us, I know, but the stress patterns they hold any variety of English. How do we break our ideas up? We use thought groups. The thought groups are the same. It's all the same. British English, Australian English. We break our ideas into thought groups. Okay, then we stress words. Yes, there are slight differences, sometimes possibly in stress, but usually vowel sounds are what create the differences, for example, between British and American English, right? But a lot of the patterns hold true, no matter what variety you're studying. Do expose yourself to the different varieties. Train your ears to hear different accents. English is a global language. You need to be able to handle different speakers with different accents and different varieties of English, okay? But I'm glad you're listening to my model of American English. I'm going to read a bit faster now, all right? If you want to try reading along, you can, but I'm going to go at a more natural pace. Okay. I might also have some variation with these. Again, I said there's 2 patterns. You can go up a little, or you can do that fall rise. So you can do on the one hand, right? However, or however, of course, slight differences. You may hear that. A transition to a new job or a new home requires a period of adjustment. Both present their challenges. Which is harder? It depends. On the one hand, starting a new job means that you need to get used to working with new people, new systems, and possibly a new schedule. On the other hand, a move to a new home is physically demanding. You may also be leaving a place full of precious memories, and that is not easy. However, a new home comes with the opportunity to declutter and make discoveries in your new neighborhood. Significant changes in your lifestyle requires a positive attitude. It will make everything easier and bring better results. Of course, we all hope that the benefits outweigh any disadvantages. That was fast, I know. You could go in reverse. Listen to my fast reading and go back and read along with the slower one. Those of you who are a bit more advanced, you might feel comfortable with the pace I'm using. I would challenge my advanced listeners out there, pick up any place, try to identify where I'm linking. Which words am I linking? All the linking happens within a thought group. So for example, tua, tua, aura. Look for final consonants that can link to a vowel sound or look to vowel. It also happens here. I don't say we all, but we all, we all. Look for opportunities to link. Ava, here's an F into an A, of adjustment. So you want to concentrate on linking words within a thought group, okay? First, get the thought groups. Second, focus on stress. Then we work on intonation and then some linking. So it's layers. It's about layering and seeing how far can you go. And it takes some practice. I would recommend working with a text for at least a week, right? And you master each aspect and you refine it the next day. So again, record yourself today. Just read it and do your very best. And then tomorrow, maybe you'll be more sensitive to the words that you stress within a thought group. On the day 3, you might think about your intonation. On day 4, you may think about linking words more. How do you connect your sounds, vowel to vowel, right? Or consonant to a vowel. Not easy, right? So one day at a time, one step at a time, one technique at a time, and you'll build up a very smooth, confident reading, okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. We have just a little bit of time left. What am I going to do now? I want to remind you, first of all, yeah, that's my suggestion. Remember, there is a freebie that I have. Some of you have it already. I do have a full playlist of vowel sounds in American English. That's a playlist here on YouTube. It's yours, right? It's older, but all the content hasn't changed. American pronunciation of vowel sounds has not changed over the years, right? So watch the videos if you need a full review. I demonstrate each sound and talk about the position. It's nice in video to see me explain and demonstrate how I'm positioning my mouth, the articulators are my lips, my tongue, my jaw, in order to produce these vowel sounds. But on top of that, I do have this freebie for you. You just need to go to this link. I'm going to throw it in the chat right now. Whoops, where is it? Here it is. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. There it is. Okay. And you can download MP3 and PDF if you want to work on vowel sounds in American English. If you feel that somehow you're lacking some clarity when you speak, it may be your vowel sounds. Vowel sounds are very important, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. So if you want to work on vowel sounds, this is a free download, okay? You just get access to my MP3 and a PDF, and I even get you started with a video to help you figure out what do you do with the stuff, what do you do after you download the materials, okay? So you have a full text, but if before you even read, you say, I want to work on vowel sounds, download this bundle, right? Work on your vowel sounds and then move to a text. And by the way, there is a final paragraph even in this bundle. I don't just practice sounds and words, but I move then to phrases and sentences and then a final paragraph, right? Because we don't just say sounds. We want our sounds to form words, to form sentences, to form whole ideas, right? That's the goal. So the opportunities are here in front of you. You got the playlist, you got today's live stream with the text, and you have this free download. With the few minutes that we have left, I am going to demonstrate the importance of vowel sounds. We're going to practice minimal pairs. Have you heard that phrase before? Minimal pairs. Yeah. And I can say, gosh, it's the same in other languages. I only studied a little bit of Portuguese, but oh my gosh, I had trouble with those vowel sounds in Portuguese. I think the words for grandmother and grandfather are so similar, and I still can't I can't even hear the difference sometimes between the two. Now I'm learning Spanish, and sometimes I forget that certain vowels they're not American English vowel sounds, and I have to change them. Vowel sounds are so important for, it's not just about trying to sound like a Spanish speaker, right? I just want my words to be clear and understood. If I have too much of an influence from my American English on my Spanish, then people may not understand my Spanish, right? This is not about trying to lose your accent, guys, right? You don't have to eliminate the influence of your first language. It's about speaking clearly enough and reducing that influence enough so that your speech is clear. I'm always clear about that. I don't promise to eliminate accents. I help you reduce accents so that your speech is clear and natural and understood when you speak. That's what we want. Right? We want to be understood. I say the only people who really have to eliminate their accents when they're speaking a foreign language are like spies, right? And maybe actors. But otherwise, it's okay to have an accent, a quote unquote accent. We all have accents. I have some people say they hear my Pennsylvania accent. Okay. All right. Here we go. Minimal pairs is words that are basically the same except for one single sound. And I'm going to focus on minimal pairs with vowel sounds. One sound is different. So we're going to practice this, and then I'm going to take you into sentences and we'll end there. Okay? So say with me, met, meet. Met, meet. What's the difference? E. Often my lips, the lip position, I'm stretching out. I'm more extending my lips to the sides for the E. E. I also feel my jaw coming closer for E. Met, meet. Go to this one. Left, lift. I. Look at the jaw. I. Left, lift. If you have trouble with vowel sounds, you have to think, what do you need to change more? Is it your lip position? Is it your jaw position? Maybe you need to open or close your mouth more. Could also be your tongue, right? You have to think about the position of your tongue. And if you go to my playlist of vowel sounds, we go over those positions. Try this one down here. Breath, breathe. E. It's similar to the first one. Breath, breathe. Try the next column. Cost, coast. Look at my lips. Cost, coast. Huge difference in the lip position. The O has more of a rounded position, like a circle. O. If you also see the side, cost, coast. I open my mouth more by lowering my jaw for coast. Cost, coast. Try the next one. Miss, mess. Vowels with R get a little tricky. Try this. Heard, hard. Look at that mouth position. Look how I'm opening. Heard, hard. Okay. Next column. This is important. Fill, feel. This is a longer vowel sound. Stretch it out. Fill, feel. I'm extending my lips. Eel. I also feel like eel. As my jaw comes up, my tongue is also going a little up. Fill, feel. Bet, bat. This is a very open sound. This one is different. This is definitely an American vowel sound. I tell private students, I know it's not beautiful, but that's the way we say it. You need to open your mouth. Your tongue is visible if you look at a video or a mirror. Bet, bat. And finally, look, luck. Look, luck. Again, first one's more closed, second one's more open. These are back vowels where the back part of our tongue is higher. Look, luck. Oh, actually, no, this one is the middle. I apologize. This is a back vowel. This is in the middle. Look. So back vowels have the back part of our tongue high. This is a more relaxed sound. It's more the middle of it. Our tongue might be the high point. Look, look, luck. And you can feel when you say them, think about what's going on with your tongue. For me, look. The back part is higher. Luck. The middle part goes up. Luck. Look, luck. Okay? All right. Fun phone. I like Stunning Lad 1 is giving us more words that can be easily confused. Okay? All right. What we're going to do with the final minute or two, I want you to have this as part of recording. There's only 4 sentences. We'll read them right now. I'll read, you'll repeat, and they'll be part of the recording. You'll know that they'll be at the very end of this live stream. So if you want to watch and practice again, pausing and repeating, you can do so. So it's one thing to practice words in isolation, but you want to then put them in phrases or sentences, right? I would also encourage you to record yourself. We all have phones, right? Maybe you're watching me on my phone right now, or your phone. Use your voice recorder. Record yourself. You can say all of these, right? And then listen. Can you hear the difference? Which sounds are you having trouble with? If you're having difficulty with any sounds, then you know which sounds to concentrate on when you download this package, okay? Focus on the sounds that are giving you some difficulty. Right now, let's read these last sentences and then we'll end, okay? Listen, I'll go first, you'll go second. When Ben met his new boss, he knew his life would meet new challenges. You could also shorten it, by the way. I'm thinking of a better way to write the sentence now. When Ben is what he knew he, right? It's okay. Let's leave it as is though. And by the way, how am I marking it up? If you want to, he knew his life. You could go like this, by the way. When Ben met his new boss, he knew his life would meet new challenges. I'm not marking stress right now because I want you to see the minimal pairs. Listen to 2. She left her old job, and future possibilities were able to lift her mood. Three. Moving to a new city was a big bet. She had to bat away her doubts. And the last, we're actually going to stop with 4, okay? He took a deep breath. He knew if he could breathe slowly, he'd calm down. Okay. All right, so what am I going to do? My members are going to get the other sentences. I will give you the sentences to practice. There are additional sentences with these. So after this live stream, I'll be creating some follow-up tasks and materials for channel members. It will go on the community tab. It's now called posts, I believe. Everyone has access to the recording though, and this download. I also wanted to remind you that if you want access to the follow-up materials, just click and become a member. I will be sharing those shortly on the community tab. Okay, thank you, thank you. If you are a member, thank you for being here. And I also want to say, if you're interested in the topic of transitions and changes, we're going more in depth on Patreon. We have our classes coming up next week. We have 2 live classes in March, and our topics again will be handling changes and transition. So we're going to be focusing on discussion and then transitions and grammar. We might also have some changes, transitions, and pronunciation as well. I like to target all the skills on Patreon. So if you're B2 or higher and you want to focus on all skills and you love life topics, last month we did human behavior and human psychology. This month we're talking about changes and transitions. So if these kinds of topics interest you, consider joining us on Patreon as a lifelong learner. Okay? All right, let's wind down. I'm going to check the chat. Whoops, not there. There, that's what we want to do. Okay, guys. Let me check the chat and see if there are any final questions before I say goodbye. Thank you so much for everyone who stuck with me for the full hour. Okay, thank you, thank you. All right. A fun month of learning indeed awaits us all. Okay. Thank you for being here. We'll go live again in April, but if you want more before then, join me on Patreon. Channel members on YouTube, though, there will be some short tasks posted on the community tab here. But if you really want to get your mic on, get on camera, and join me, the place to do that is Patreon. Okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful March. There's so many holidays, so happy holidays in March. A lot of wonderful things happening, but tomorrow is International Women's Day, and I wish all the ladies out there a beautiful day. Okay, guys, make them feel special. Okay, say happy International Women's Day to all the special ladies in your life, from moms, grandmas, aunts, and whatnot. Okay, all right, guys, thank you. And again, Stunning Lad One, thank you for your generous support. I appreciate that. Okay, take care, everyone.